they are plus, since it is a plus question, it should become multiplication. That will become log 4 y minus 1 multiplied by x over 2. So what I did was that these two that are plusing, they will actually begin to multiply themselves. So that will become, since it's log 4 y minus 1 plus log 4 is common. It will become log 4 y minus 1 times, but we don't write times, we write bracket, x over 2. Then that 1 at the end equals 1. You can turn that 1 into logarithm. We can get logarithm by making that number the same value. You know, there's a law in log. If the not add, it will become 1. That's log 2 1. Log 10 is 1. Log 4 is 1. So I turn the 1 into logarithm, and that gives me log 4. And why did I do that? So that I can destroy the logarithm. Log 4, cancel. Now I am left with what? A raw equation. So I'm left with a raw equation. That will become x bracket y minus 1 over 2 equals 4 over 1. Then I can now cross multiply. That will give me xy, that's x multiplied by y, 1, that's x, equals I can 2 times destroy 4, the logarithm. It is now a linear equation. That's equation 1. So, Someone, do you have any question on this before I go on?
No.
Okay. Then the second one, y plus 1 plus log 2x equals 2. Now, I told you before that if they are plus, you will multiply. It became log 2 bracket y plus 1 bracket x. Notice that I said that if it is minus also, you will not multiply, you will actually what? Divide. Take note. Okay? Then log 2. Okay? Now, you can turn the logarithm into and that was what I did there. But I'll have used the same method that I used here to explain this one. But it is fine. What I did there was that since there is no log here, I'll have done log 2 raised to power 4. That will have been 2. And how did I know that? You know, 2 raised to power 2 is 4, right? So log 2 raised to power 4 is 2. Okay? Okay, now this log 2 bracket y plus 1 bracket x equals 2. This is the question. Now, what I did was that I was trying to read the log. There are two ways to kill log. You can either cut it like this, or you can take the number below the log, that's log 2, that 2 under the log, you can take it to the other side. And if you're taking the 2 to the other side, the logarithm will die. It will die. That means the logarithm will vanish. And then I'm left with what? X bracket y plus 1. These 2 under the log came to this other side to carry up the 2. Give me 2 raised to power 2. So I'm left with x bracket y plus 1. Multiply into the bracket. I'm going to have xy plus x times 1, that's x, equals 2 raised to power 2, that's 4, equation 2. Now I have gotten 2 distinct linear equations by simplifying the log. So the mass is going from logarithm to simultaneous equation. Now what we'll see is that is a simultaneous equation. Solve both simultaneously. So I have xy minus x equals 8 and xy plus x equals 4. How do you solve simultaneously? Subtract. So I'm going to minus them. That will give me when I subtract xy from xy, it will give me 0. Then minus x minus plus x. That will give me minus x minus x. Minus s is what I was minus 2x. 8 minus 4 is 4. Dividing both sides by minus 2, I'll be having s equals 4 over minus 2. 4 over minus 2 is minus 2, and that's my x. Now plug in this x equals minus 2 into any of the equation. Now substitute into equation 1. That will give me, equation 1 is xy minus s equals 8. Now plug in x equals 2, so replace the x by 2, and that will give me minus 2y equals minus 2y minus bracket minus 2. And that will give me minus is plus 2 equals 8. The plus 2 goes to the other side, it will become minus 2. Minus 2y equals 8 minus 2, and minus 2y equals 6. Divided by minus 2, y equals minus 3. So x equals minus 2 and y equals minus 3. And that makes the answer x and y minus 2 minus 3 C. C. Is that there?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Okay. So let's see some more questions on logarithm. Without using table evaluate, now this question is not logarithm, it is indices. Okay. Can you remember what the rule said? You have to solve these indices one by one. And this was the question, but when I checked through the past question carefully, I saw that this question was not correct. So there are quite a lot of typographic error in most of our past questions. And we need to be very, very careful with some of them. Now, because
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in situations where you have questions that are not correct, or some, I remember last time I saw some questions that I didn't get the answer. This kind of
Sorry,
situation, what's the best? Did you get me at all?
I'm trying to get you. Can you come again?
Yeah, in situations where you have questions that are not correct, I was to get that now. What do we do per se?
Okay.
Let's say
Yes.
to give an answer or just pick any options.
Okay. That's a very good question. Thank you, Solomon. Now, that question is a problem. Now, I'm not very sure, although it is possible, but it is rare. I think the wrong questions are more of a past question problem. It's a typographic error from the past question makers, not from Jamb. It is rare to get questions that are not correct in Jamb. In the real Jamb exam. So, but if you think that a question is not correct and you've tried it, please move on. But come back to the question, take note of the number of the question to check back. But I would ask you to leave any question undone, because I feel many students, and I'm saying because many students lament over this thing every year. Some students lament that they could not finish because the computer is going to shut you out when the time is up and there is no extra time. So you must have a good strategy. It's not just to know math. You can know math and still not meet up to time. So if you must meet up to time, you must not spend more than 2 minutes or more than 1 minute or 1.5 minutes per question. The maximum is 2 minutes. You must not use more than 2 minutes on a question. That is what I have told all my students over the years. Skip the question if it is too difficult for you and come back when you are finished doing all. Because you might not finish, and there are many questions you can still do on the way, which you have not even reached. And that is failure. So please, find those that are difficult and sorry about that. And never leave a question undone. Worst case scenario, guess. Leave it there. Let's go. Okay, Solomon, thank you for that question. If you have any other question, feel free to ask me. Okay, so let's see. This is indices now. I said that the question is not correct. And how do I know? Look at the question that was typed. Look at the question I'm solving. It's not the same thing. Now, this is how do I know? Because I also solved this question and I didn't get any sense answer. Well, it's a typographic error. It's a typo. You can't be correct if the question is wrong. So it's not possible. Now, this is the real question. Now, we have 3 O number, and this question in the real question, in the first a negative in the question, look, 343 raised to the power minus 1. But in the actual question, there is no minus. I just hope you will not have this in your Jamb, but it is rare. For all the years I've been taking Jamb classes, it is not common, but it is not in past course. So this is it. The rules say it is 1/3 raised to the power minus 1/3, a fractional index will become root of 343. If you have a fraction as index and you have like 1/3, the 3, if you load that fraction, will become as your third root. So you give third of 343. Then 0.14 raised to power minus 1, a negative power. That minus, it will become 1/. These are called the sources. So if you have negative, and last one, 25 minus 1/5 here will change to 1/. Then the 1/2, that 2 will become the root. And that is what you have here. And that will give me third root of 343. You can punch this on your calculator if you know how. Okay? If not, just think of what number will multiply 3, and that will give me 343. And that number is 7. 7 times 7 is 49. 49 times 7 is 300 over 0 for infraction is 40/100. Now 100 will go up, and that will give me 100/14. That's not coming out. Sorry, but okay, let me scroll down. Okay, 100/14. So you will turn the fraction upside down. You have 1/, of a fraction, and you have 1/14/100. You can see that it is double this thing, division. 1/14/100. It will turn around to 1/14. 1/4 become I used 7 to call 14. 7 year 1, 7 in 14 over is 2. 2 year 1, 5 year 1, 5 in 100 is 20. Then as I've drawn it straight, year 1 over and number below will become the root of the question. But if you have, I can't give you more examples on this because I can't write it down. Now, what about if this question was 343 raised to power 2/3? What will we do? If it was 343 raised to power 2/3, not 1/3. If it was 343 raised to power 2/3, what will we do? We will do the third root. That 3 will become the root normally of 3. And that will give me 7. But that 2 on top will now become the power. That will become 7 raised to power 2. And 7 raised to power 2 will give you 49 here, not 7. Okay, so what I'm saying is that if you add a fraction as your power, the number below the fraction will become the root, while the number on top of the fraction will become the power of that question. I hope that's clear. If you have a negative value, it will become 1/. And if you have a fractional value, the number below the fraction will become the root, and of the fraction will become the power. And that is the way we did it. We have just done it. And the answer will be me. I hope that this to you guys. The answer is 10.
So to
Okay,
ask a question.
feel free.
The Jamb calculator, there's no cube root, log, and all the stuff. How are we going to?
Question. Now that's another problem. Okay, very good question. Now thank you for that question because I didn't think of it. Now the Jamb calculator you'll be using doesn't have root. That means Jamb wants you to be conversant with your roots and your squares. That's the meaning. That means that Jamb wants you to what? Memorize your root from. That means what I'm saying is that you must know your root number. Like this 3, 4, 3, 4, 3. I use a natural. 7 times 7 is so known it from your past class. Have no cube of 3, 4. Just a cube root of 125. So what I suggest is you should spend it. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. So the cube 7 is 4 times 4 times 4 is 6. The cube is 5 times 5 to 5 is 1 cube 5, and on and on. You must know it at least from 1 to 10, and that's what consign that. Or else, if you are in and the cube, you need to do what we call higher and error. We need to start times 2 times 2 is it 3? No, that's 8. 3 times 3 is it no 20. 4 times 4 times 4, that's 64. 5 times 5, that's your. So the best way is to depend on it. That's the best way. Like, on and on. That's just the best way. And that's what I say consign that. You will also square root of each numbers from 1 to 15. At least 20, cube to 10. That's what they slide. Cube from 1, square root 1 to 20. Okay.
What of the log?
Do you mean logarithm?
Yes.
Okay, Jamb will not give you words that will need to use a logarithm table. You mean questions on?
Yes, I took log 5.
Log 25. Okay. In that case, log 25, you do not need to use the table for log at all in Jamb. 25 is log 5 raised to power. Is to make it into power. I think I will still have a question that will take care of Lord. No, sword. Okay. Please, you will not need to use a calculator for logarithm in Jamb, and Jamb knows. So they won't ask you what will make you use a calculator. You can look at the log that before. I did a log before, and that was this one. Okay, before this one, did I do a log? No, I did not. Okay, I think when I have, maybe in the next class, I'm going to come with a platform for me to write on. I will take some of these topics in different ways because it's different styles. It is called exposure. Like you are just talking about log now. So I'll have loved to show you something, but I can't show you because I don't have what to write on. As in, I didn't set it up. But I will do that against our next class, and I'll promise you that. Okay? Okay? Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so just make me remember or remind me in the classroom against the next class to take care of log questions on that one they are asking again. Let's move on from here. If you have log 25 like you asked, I can't, even if I say it, you won't understand unless I show you an example on that. And I would love to show you, but I can't show you because I can't write for now. Okay, but I will promise that I will set it up against next class so that you will be able to see what I want to see that I can't see right now. Because it will make sense just thinking of it. Now, because log 25 will just give you log 5 raised to the power 2, and that will go to the front of the log. It will become 2 log 5. That is the simplest form of log 25. It is not the same thing as square root. Please note, logarithm and square root are not the same work. They are different things entirely. Now, this one simplify third root of 640 raised to power 3 raised to power minus 1. This question I discovered was also a typographic error. There's an error in this question. You see, this thing is not 640, it is 64A. 64A, third root, of 64A is not 640, it's 64A raised to power 3, all in bracket raised to power minus 1. Now, whenever you see a power and a root meeting, a power and a root. You can see there is root 3 and there's raised to power 3 in that question. Whenever they meet, they will actually cut each other out. So what I did was that I did third root of 64 raised to power 3 bracket minus 1. Solution I did, I separated it. That will become third root of 64, then third root of a raised to power 3. That means I will solve them separately. Now, the question is, what is the third root of 64? That means I'm saying what number will times itself 3 times that will give me 64. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And that means that the third root of 64, I hope that's clear. Then third root of a raised to power 3. See, power and root, root and power, when they are the same number, they will just cancel each other. And that means the answer for third root of 64 is 4. While the answer for third root of a cube is a, because the cube cancel the root. And that will give me 4a in bracket raised to power minus 1. Let me come again. From the beginning, I separated that root, 64 and, third root of 64 and third root of a raised to power 3. I did separation of mass. And that gave me third root of 64 is 4, third root of a raised to power 3. And the law of indices said that if you have a minus, it must be 1 over. So the answer would have become a raised to power, 1 over a and 4a. And that is the answer to the. Suppose that this answer was 4a in bracket raised to power minus 2. What will I do? Take note, if it was raised to power minus 2, minus means 1 over. It will still be 1 over. But the 2, when the 2 comes in, the 2 will now need to come on each of them one by one. That will give me 4 raised to power 2, a raised to power 2. 4 raised to power 2 is 4 times 4, not 8, not 4 times 2. That 2 is not 2, it's power. Okay, 4 raised to power 2, a raised to power 2 is a squared. So that will give me 1 over 16 a squared if it were raised to power minus 2. But this question is just raised to power minus 1. That will become 1 over 4a. I don't know if that's clear to you guys. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so watch out for that. Oh, even the answer is not even there. It's not well placed. Look at it. It's giving me 1 over 40. It is 4a. 1 over 4a. And that is the answer to that question. The next question is SOD. Rationalization of SOD. Okay, this one is, let me start from something lighter. I'm sorry, let me just see. Okay, I did the same thing for this one. Something lighter, because I'm just trying to introduce SOD to you. Wow, I placed a login in here. Wow. Okay, I didn't arrange this thing well. Sorry about that. Do I have a SOD question that is lighter? That's what I don't think I do. I don't. This still logging. Okay. Now. So let's get back to the tool. So SOD question. To explain something, you must start easy. That I'm trying to fetch. Now, you must have heard about how to what? Rationalize SOD. Rationalization of SOD. So I'm beginning from here. Now, this is how to solve it. If you were given this question, 5 root 7 minus 7 root 5 divided by 7 root 7 minus root 5. To solve this question, that root 7 minus root 5 below must come. You must multiply everything here with that root 7 minus root 5 in the conjugate form. That means you must do opposite of that symbol. That means it will become 5 root 7 minus 7 root 5 over 7 minus root 5. It will become root 5 over 7 minus root 5 times root 7 plus root 5 over root 7 plus root 5. This is called conjugate. Now watch out. If this question was plus below, you will do a minus here. That means what I mean is that if it were root 7 plus root 5, it will become root 7 minus root 5 over root 7 minus root 5. But because what is the sort is 7 minus root 5, it will become 7 plus root 5 by root 7 plus root 5. That's the first. Second step is now to what? Multiply. That's expand. That will become, I'm just distributing 5 root 7 bracket everything here. 5 root 7 bracket root 7 plus root 5. Then minus the second one, minus 7 root 5. And that's minus 7 bracket everything here. That's root 7 plus root 5 in bracket. Over, multiply the one below, root 7 first. Then everything behind it here. Root 7 bracket root 7 plus root 5 minus root 5. Bracket everything in behind it here. Minus bracket root 7 plus root 5. Now the next thing is to expand. 5 root 7 times root 7 will give me 7 times 7 is what? 49. That's 5 root 49 plus 5 root 7 times root 5. That root 7 times root 5. That will give me root 35. Then minus 7 root 5 times root 7. That will give me minus 7 root 35. Then last one, minus 7 root 5 plus root 5. Minus 7 root minus 5 times will give me, wow, I think I made a mistake here. It is meant to give me root 25, but I was still correct with my working thereafter. But I made a mistake. This is meant to be root 25 because it's from 5 times 5. It's meant to be root 25 over root 7. Now below now, root 7 times root 7 is root 49. Root 7 times 5 is root 35. Minus root 5 times root 7 is minus root 35. Then minus root 5 times root 5. And that will give me minus root 25. Okay? Now 5 root 49 is 7 because square root of 49 is 7. That means you must know your square roots. Plus 5 35 7 root 35. Since they are both root 35, they will fuse. Now root minus root 35. Then minus 7 root 25. Sorry, this is a mistake. This meant to be 25. So minus root 25 is minus 7 bracket 5 because root 25 is 5. So I have minus 7 bracket 5. Then below, square root of 49 is 7. Square root of 25 is 5. So 7 minus 5. Please, is this thing clear to this point?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
certainly.
Okay, so giving me from there going down. So I have 5 times 7 is what? 35. Then plus 5 root 35 minus 7 root 35. Plus 5 minus 7 is minus 2. So that will give me 35 minus 2 root 35. Then the last part is 7 times 5, which is what? 35. That will give me 35. So 35 minus 35 will cancel. That will give me 0. So I'm left with, and the one below is 7 minus 5. That's 2. I'm left with, and that will give me minus 2 root 35 over 2. I'm left with what? Minus 35 as answer. That is my answer for that question. Now, we will do more of this one in the next section. Rationalization of sword. Now, you have this one now. This one is like fraction. It's a fractional sword. It is just the same type of work. Exactly the same type. And how do you solve it? The LCM is the two numbers below. Root 3 minus 2, root 3 plus 2. Okay? Double. So I'll just do, two of them will be the LCM. Now, root 3 minus 2, cancel the two of them. If you cancel this one out, if you cancel its type out, you'll be left with what? Root 3 plus 2. That means I'm saying that what? This root 3 minus 2, and this root 3 plus 2 will be the LCM below. You can see them below. Now, root 3 minus 2 cancel root 3 minus 2. I'm left with what, root 3 plus 2 times 1 on top. It will give me root 3 plus 2 on top. Minus root 3 plus 2 cancel root 3 plus 2 below. I'm left with root 3 minus 2 times 1 on top. It will give me root 3 minus 2 on top. Now, open the bracket. Now, why did I put a bracket here now? Bracket, you have filled it. Because you will be putting only root 3, whereas this one will not be what affected. Now let me open the bracket. I will now have root 3 plus 2 minus root 3 minus, that's plus 2. If I did not put this bracket, I will be getting minus root 3 minus 2, which is an error. So you must secure it with a bracket, and that will become root 3 plus 2, plus 2 minus root 3 plus 2, all divided by solving the one below, expanding below. Let me expand the one below. That will become, first thing is root 3, everything behind root 3 plus 2, next thing minus 2, everything behind root 3 me. For the one on top, root 3 minus root 3 is 0. This root 3 will cancel this root 3. That's 0. Then 2 plus 2 is 4 on top. Then for the one below, root 3 times root 3 is root 9. Root 3 times 2 is 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 will become 2 root 3. Then minus 2 times plus 2, that will give me minus 4. And that will give me 4 over 3. These two guys are the same and they have different signs, so they will cancel each other. It's like saying 5 minus 5. It is the same way as saying 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3, that's 0. So that will give me square root of 9 is 3, then minus 4. And that will give me 4 over 3 minus 4 is what? Minus 1. So my answer will become minus 4. So the answer to that question is simply minus 4. Now, can I go on? Is it clear to us?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is how we go about solving swords. I don't know why I did not do this one. I didn't even notice. And I left space for it to fix the answer. I'm sorry. But don't worry, I will still take some of these things in the next class. I'll just make mention. When I have what I can write with, I'll be much faster with this thing than this. And we're taking higher maths in the next class. So we are going to be talking about more difficult maths than this one. We have a lot to see. We are still going to talk about graph, mensuration, circle geometry, statistics. So please don't miss the class as we are going higher. These are just beginning maths. We will still take higher maths as we go. Now we have this question. Now this question is not correct. The real question they were trying to write that they could not type is this. Can you see this? This is the real question. The root is covering all, but this is what they wrote. So it's not the real thing. So this is the real thing. Now, to be able to solve this question, it is also like a kind of a, but this math is solved using indices. How do I solve this math? You must start from the innermost root. So I started from root 100 r raised to power 8. And root 100 is so I separated it. Now, according to the law of indices, a root, square root, is a fractional power. What I mean is that, I said something before that if you have 2 under an indices, that 2 below the power, it will become square root. Like if I have a raised to power 1 over 2, that 2 below will become also become raised to power 1 over. So root can become power, and power can become root. If root is trying to become power, it will become divided by whatever root it is. Like in this case now, square root will become divided by 2. So for this, I did root 100r raised to power 8. Root 100 remains on 100. But for the root on the r raised to power 8, it will become r 8 over 2. Where did this 2 come from? It is root over 2. The 100 is 10. root for the r is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So that will give me 10 r raised to power 4. That's how to find the root for letters like r. We don't square root of, we only turn the root into divided by 2. I hope that's clear. Now, then we now have mix this answer with the next number. So it's now giving me 71 r to the power 4 plus 10 r to the power 4. So because I saw this one first, I've gotten 10 r to the power 4. Fuse it with 71 r to the power 4. It will give me 71 r to the power 4 plus 10 r to the power 4. And that will give me 81 r to the power 4. Root now. Root for number 81 is on 81. Then for the r to the power 4, it will become r to the power 4 divided by 2, according to the law of what? Indices. 81 root is 9. R to the power 4 over 2 will give me r to the power 2. So that will give me 9 r to the power 2. Mix this answer with the last one. That will give me 160 r to the power 2 plus 9 r to the power 2. And that will give me 169 r to the power 2. Now share it, root and number. Root 69 is 169, root 169. Then r to the power 2 divided by 2. And that will give me 13. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 13r. And that is the answer to that question. Option C. Okay? And that is that. Then the next one, I believe that's clear and nobody asked a question. The next question is a logarithm question. I told you that if you have a plus in logarithm, it will become multiplication. If you have division, subtract, it will become division. So how did I solve that? So I did this. So you have to first of all arrange. Okay, so I have log 2 4 plus log 2. Okay, now that all this one, first question is 2. Someone is log, okay. I can log 4 to become log. So that you cannot multiply them if they are not log. You can only multiply logarithm. I'm trying to make 4 come 2. And to make 4 2, to do 2 raised to the power 2. And that will give me 2 raised to the power 4 plus log 2 raised to the power 2. Log 2 raised to the power 2. Make it the one below as it. Make it into power form. Log 25 5 is log 5 raised to the power 2 5. Do you understand this thing? Make log in solve, making them into. Please, is this remember 25? 25 is 5 raised to power 2. 4 is 2 raised to power 2. That's the first step in logarithm most times. Now, then the next thing, because the powers are under, they will become inverse when they are going to the back of the logarithm. Now, what I mean is that if I give you log 2 raised to power 2, that power 2 will go to the front. It will become 2 log 2. Log 2 raised to power 2 will become 2 log 2. What about if the power is under like this? It will become, these 2 under will go to the front, yes, but it will become inverse. It will become 1 over 2. That means the first one will become log 2. The 4 will change into 2 raised to power 2. Now, these things are solved separately. Let me just ask. I am actually solving them differently. Now, log 2 raised to power 4. Log 2 4 is log 2 raised to power 2 raised to power 2. Is log 2 2 raised to power 2. Because 4 itself is 2 raised to power 2. Okay? Now, that power 2 on top will come to the front. It will become log 2 2. 2 log 2 2. I'm talking about this one. Log 2 4 is log 2 2 raised to power 2. That 2 as a power will come to the front. It will become log 2 solved fully. Second one, log 4 2. The 4 will become 2 raised to power 2. beneath. The 2 beneath is not the same with the 2 on top. The 2 beneath will go to the front and make inverse 1 over 2. 2. It will be 1 over 2, 2, 2. And that will give me 1 over 2 log 2, 2. Then for the last one, log 25, 5, it will become 5 raised to the power 2 beneath. Subscript. The 2 beneath as power will go to the front and become inverse. It will become 1 over 2 log 5, 5. So I have 1 over 2 log 5, 5. And there's this law in logging that says that if numbers, they will become 1. So this will now give me log 2, 2 log 2, 2. The log 2, 2, since they are both 2, 2, it will become 1. That will become 2 times 1 plus 1 over, it will become 1 over 2 times 1 minus 1 over 2 log 5, 5. It will become 1 over 2 times 1. That will give me my answer as 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 over 2 times 1 is 1 over 2 minus 1 over 2. And that will give me my answer as it's now fractional. So the LCM of this thing is 2, 2 is 2. 1 divided by 2 is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 divided 2 is 1 times 1 is 1. 2 divided 2 is 1 times 1. So that will give me my answer as 4 over 2, which is what? 2. And that is the answer to that logarithm. This is the kind of logarithm that they can give you. They can't give you table logarithm that will need you to go to table to check anything. You will need to simplify it this way. And that is what Jamb can give to you. Now, the answer is not, this is an error. I think the person who did this took from the past question. The past question chose A, the answer, but some of the answers in the past questions, the real answer is D, is 2. It's 2. Now, let's take a look at this one. We are almost done. We have just 7 more minutes to the end of the class. Let's take a look. I think we'll finish this section. Log evaluate in terms of x. What this math wants you to do is to simplify log 810 so that it will change from log 810 to log 85. Your job is to turn this log 810 into log 5, and that's what I did here. How will I turn log 810 to log 85? I broke 10 into 5 times 2. Log 810 is log 8 5 times 2 equals x. 5 times 2 came from 10, right? Now, multiplication of logarithm will produce what? Addition. And that will become log 8 5 times 2 will now become log 8 5 plus log 8 2. And that will be log 8 5 plus log 8 2. The log 8 2 can be simplified. Log 8 is 2 to the power 3 because 8 is a power number. Okay, although I didn't simplify this one. Why didn't I simplify log 8 5? Because log 8 5 is what it told me to find. So I don't have to simplify it. It is the one in the question that it told me to find. So you don't need to simplify log 8 5. But log 8 2, 8 is 2. That 3 power beneath will become 1 over 3 in the front. 1 over 3 log 2. I became 1 over 3 log 2. Okay? And log 2 2 is 1. So that means I'll be having log 8 5. Sorry. Log 8 5. Okay, plus 1 is 1 over 3 equals x. So my log 8 5 will now become 1 over 3 to the second side will become x minus 1 over 3. And that is the answer. Log 8 5 is x minus 1 over 3. Okay, so that is that for that on that logarithm. I think this should be the last one for, oh no, I didn't do this one. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Okay, maybe add this one to your assignment, but I will explain what you are meant to do. I'm sorry about this. I didn't notice that I didn't complete some stuff on this. I'm sorry about it. Now, let me just give you we'll just do this one as a practice. Now, log 13.5, you have to turn this thing into another format. You know that 13.5 is, you have to make it into fraction. 13.5 is the half of something, of 27. Because 27 divided by 2 is 13.5. So the first job I'm going to do is that I'm going to change 13.5 to 27 over 2. That will give me log 27 over 2. They actually gave me log 2 and log 3. This thing that they wrote here is not correct. It's meant to be log A underneath 2 and log A underneath 3. It's meant to be log 2 and log 3. Now, this is going to give me 13.5 came from 27 over 2. Okay? That will become log 27. Sorry. What do you say?
Oh.
Dosumu? Okay.
Sir, was a mistake.
Okay, you're not talking to me, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, 13.5 is 27 over 2. Okay? Now, log 27 over 2, simplify it into, I told you that over or division is subtraction. It now give me log 27 minus log 2. It's gone from division to minus. It now become log 27 minus log 2. Okay? Now, log 27 minus log 2. Log 27 itself can be simplified into log 3 raised to power 3, because 27 is, of course, 3 over 3. Sorry, 3 raised to power 3. And that's 27. So it will give me log 3 raised to power 3 minus log 2. That power 3 will go to the front of the logarithm. It is a rule. Any power must go to the front of the logarithm. So it will give me 3 log 3. It will give me 3 log 3 minus 2. 3 log 3 minus 2. And I have been giving my log 3 here as this. So it will become 3 times 1.097, okay, minus log 2, 0.693. And that will give you your answer. I didn't paste it. It will give you 2.598 straight up. Let me just summarize what I said now before we close, because we are closing in 1 minute's time. Okay, I said log 13.5 will give me 27 over 2. And over can become minus. It become log 27 minus log 2. Okay, log 27 is 3 raised to power 3. That will give me log 3 raised to power 3 minus log 2. And 3 raised to power 3, that 3 power will go to the front. It will become 3 log 3 minus log 2. And log 2 and log 3 are given to you here. Just copy this value and substitute into that, and you will get 2.98 as your answer. And that is the answer for that section. So we'll continue from commercial arithmetic in the next class. Please check in the classroom for your practice quiz. I'm going to send a quiz to you in the classroom for practice. And please, if you have any question that is difficult for you, you can always let me know. Okay? In the classroom.
Okay, sir.
Okay, please, I'll be trying to hear from you. So if I give a quiz, look through the quiz, attempt it. If you score any high mark, I'm going to get it. It is going to mark you on its own. So pick your answer, try it out. Nobody's perfect, just try it out. You know, I can tell you might get everything. So see you next class, guys. Thanks for joining this class. See you next class. Bye for now.
Hello, sir. Which one is the next class? Are we doing commerce for the next class?
I'm not very sure. No, commerce has been done around 12 at 11 a.m. They finished commerce around 11. The next class, I don't remember. Let me just check. The next class is there is no next class. This is all for today. Tomorrow's begins biology at 11 a.m. So that's
okay.
Okay, guys, take care of yourself. Please check in the classroom. If you are not in the classroom, please try to join. Check in the classroom for your quiz and take care of yourself. Bye for now. See you tomorrow and see you in the next class for maths.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, take care of yourself.
In the next what?
That will be on Friday. The next maths class will be on Friday.